Good evening and welcome to the Algebra Exit Ticket 29.2 for D Block. And it's evening where I am, but probably morning or afternoon while you're watching this. So here we go. What are the x-intercepts, also known as the solutions or zeros or roots, for y equals x minus 9 times x plus 9? Well, the x-intercepts are whatever x value makes x minus 9 equals 0. That would be 9. Or whatever x value makes x plus 9 equals 0. And that would be negative 9. So x would be 9 and negative 9. Because both of those, either one of those would turn one of these factors into 0 and force y to equal 0. All right, well, what do you get when we multiply x minus 9 times x plus 9? Well, we're going to get x times x. Now, first of all, you may now be able to recognize that that's going to be x squared minus 81, or minus 9 squared. I'll write that as x squared minus 81. But we'll prove this to you. This is, of course, the difference of squares structure. A difference times the sum of the same two things. Because what's going to happen is the middle terms are going to disappear. I'll still have an x times x, so x times, x times x. I will have I'm going to have a x times 9, and then I'm going to have a negative 9 times x, and then I'll have a negative 9 times 9, and we can organize all that information into x times x becomes into x squared. The x times 9, I'll call that 9x plus 9x, and then minus 9x, and then minus 9 times 9 will be 81. And so the minus 81 sticks around, but the plus 9x minus 9x, they just cancel each other out. So that just becomes a whole lot of plus 0x right there, which we don't really need to write. And so we don't. We write it as x squared minus 81. And that is the difference of squares. All right, what are the two linear factors of this? Okay, well, I need to find, where's the middle term? Well, you may have just noticed that we just multiplied two linear factors to get x squared minus 81, and so the linear factors are indeed this. The two linear factors are right there. You just did this. However, let's break it down. We've got, of course, x squared. We've got negative 81. And then we've also got a 0x. So we're going to use that old x tool that we've talked about. I'm going to have multiplication up here. I got to get a negative 81. And down here, I've got to get a 0. So I need two factors of negative 81 that add up to 0. Well, negative 9 and positive 9 will do the job. And I can just organize myself into a couple of parentheses. So I have my linear factors. That'll be x minus 9 and x plus 9 right there. Okay, I should have put a little plus in here. There's a little plus. Okay, I hope that clarified that. Let me go back to here and let's scroll down and see if I had any more. Yes! Based on what you've just done in part 1, would this be true? And that should really be a 2A. But don't worry about it. Would this be true? Can you think of any shortcuts for recognizing this is true? So x squared minus 49, does that equal x plus 7 times x minus 7? Well, this is the difference of squares structure, and so the middle term has been annihilated. There's a 7x and a negative 7x. They would cancel each other out. So yes, this is true, because this is the difference of squares structure. The middle term is canceled out when we multiply we add the 7x and the negative 7x together. Okay. So there's a lot of ways to think about that, but this is the difference of square structure. You have a sum of two things and a difference of those same two things being multiplied times each other. This will be a 7x. That will be a negative 7x. We'll still have an x squared. We'll still have a negative 7, or you have a 7 times negative 7. So you get your x squared and your negative 49. And then there's a 0x in the middle that we don't tend to write. I hope that was helpful.